Teach me?
First learn stand, then learn fly.
Yeah.
Nature ruled on you, son, not the mind.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
What is the most inspiring thing I ever said to you?
Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
Welcome to the Cybersecurity Mentors Podcast. I'm John Hoyt.
And I'm Steve Higuereta. We are here to be your guides for all things cybersecurity mentorship.
Join us as we explore the stories, insights, and invaluable lessons shared by mentors and mentees alike.
We are here to empower and inspire you on your cybersecurity journey. So get ready for a deep dive into the world of cybersecurity mentorship.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about, give you an introduction of who we are and why we're here and what are we doing and what is this podcast going to be about. So a little bit about who we are. Myself, I've been working in information technology since 1998, just before Y2K, so a long time. And I've been working in information security since 2007. I've been a CISO since about 2 years, a little over 2 years now. And Steve, why don't you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So again, Steve Higuereta. I have been in cybersecurity since 2014. So this year, 2024, will be 10 years of cybersecurity, working full time. Started as an intern in cybersecurity and was fortunate enough to work my way up to now being deputy CISO at an institution. Very passionate about what cybersecurity is and what it has done for me, my life, my family, and excited to talk about it here with you guys.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a great transition into why should people listen to us? What do we have that people might want to learn about from us about mentorship and our experiences and how we can help them? So I'll let you, what do you think about that? Why should people listen to us?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So first of all, I want to make sure to let everybody listening know, you're not alone. First of all, assuming here that most of our listeners are people interested in cybersecurity, or maybe you already got your foot in the door and you're just trying to advance your career. And if that is who you are, then you are at the right place. Mentorship has been very important for me and in my career. And that is why I'm here with you to kind of share this with the majority, of the people, the masses, and just let them know, hey, this worked for me, right? This is how it worked for me. This is how it changed my life. This is what we're trying to do now moving forward, continuing to kind of pay it forward and help others who are also trying to, advance their career in cybersecurity.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, for me, it's interesting. I never really had a mentor through my career, even though I wanted a mentor and I wanted to try to find a mentor. I didn't know how to find a mentor. And the few times I tried to reach out, I think people were scared of being a mentor because of the commitment. And they didn't know what to expect. They didn't know me that well. It's kind of awkward, trying to ask those people. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But, I fortunately had the opportunity to work with students at the university and just be able to see how amazing it is to be able to give back through my career. And it's definitely been one of the best things that I've ever done. Just that opportunity, came up for me to be able to be a mentor. And I jumped into it and never looked back. It made my career better. I wouldn't be here as a CISO if it wasn't for being able to be a mentor and stepping up to be a mentor. And that's the awesome thing about being able to see folks that are interested in cybersecurity, that give them the opportunity that I didn't have, and be able to give back and see them go from nothing to no experience to killing it, right? That's the awesome thing. And so we've we both, I think our combined experiences, right, we've just been able to do that and work with many, many folks, like just lots of people, lots of students and not even outside of students, be able to just continue to mentor those folks and just keep in touch and watch them on their journeys. And that's been one of the best things that we've done. I've done for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's been something very rewarding for me. So for all you listeners, John was my mentor when I was going through college. He came to speak to one of my computer science classes, and I was already interested in cybersecurity, but I didn't know how to get started, right? Other than Googling some books or something, I just didn't know how to start. My university at the time, they didn't have a cybersecurity program or even a minor or anything like that. So I was trying to figure things out on my own. And here comes John Hoyt to give a presentation. And, you know, that right there, I mean, you used, what was it, Backtrack?
Yeah, Backtrack, yeah.
And you were giving a presentation, and it from right there I was like, oh my god, this is it. Like this is the guy who knows security. He's a ninja. Like, I want to be like him. So just continuing off that story, waited till John finished with his presentation, waited till everybody went by and asked questions and all that. And I approached him and I was like, hey, thank you for coming. Like, I'm super, excited you were here. This is super interesting to me. Like, what can I do? How can I get started? What are some books? Right. And then that started my journey, as a young, computer science major trying to get into the world of cybersecurity, having that person that I can go to, and give me advice, definitely changed my life. So, I know I've said this many times, but thank you, John, for being an awesome mentor.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. A couple of things that are cool about that too that I think are lessons for people. One is be willing to go share what you know when you do have an opportunity, because I could have just been like, hey, I'm too busy to go talk to this class. There really wasn't anything in it other than just being able to have that chance to reach out and give back. And that was awesome. So having that mindset of like, how can I always be open to giving back, right? Then another cool lesson is that the fact that you came up, others came up, and they asked questions, but they didn't take the extra step of like, hey, how do I what can I do, right? That the interest, like being open and eager, right? Of like, hey, what do I need to do to make the next step? And that was huge. That stood out to me when you came up. I was like, wow, awesome. Let's go, right? Here's somebody, because I was finally had an opportunity to actually bring on an intern, and it worked. I mean, it was awesome. Worked out.
Absolutely.
We've been together ever since.
Ever since, absolutely. Yeah, no, and I remember, how you were when I approached you, right? Like you just said, you were excited to be asked questions, not just about kind of what you were presenting, but hey, how do I get to your level? How do I do what you do? And yeah, awesome experience for me, and we'll definitely be talking more about that here shortly. But for all of you kind of listening and trying to figure out exactly, well, what really is mentorship, right? Because a lot of people may not know or may have an idea, right? Mentorship to me is when you're able to find someone, right? They don't have to be older per se, but just someone with more experience than you have in a specific topic area, and you're able to work with them, and they are able to provide you with knowledge, provide you with guidance and support, and kind of help you through your journey, right? Get you from point A to point B to point C. And at this, you are able to learn and build your professional career. At the same time, they are able to provide you with guidance, but they are also getting something out of this, right? So to me, that is what mentorship means.
Yeah, I think that's great. A great definition. And some people, they definitely get confused by it. I wasn't sure what mentorship was And I guess I thought of like, kind of martial arts, like you've got the sensei and you've got the learner, right? And you're like, okay, we're going to be in this thing together, and you're gonna mold me, and you're gonna be my master, and you're gonna teach me, right?
Yep.
And there's different flavors of mentorship. It could be, it's rare that you have like a full on, you're underneath this person for a long time period. That's rare. It's more your journey, and they're there to help give you guidance and wisdom based off of lessons learned and mistakes that they made.
Right.
To pass down. And it may even be a person you get a mentor for that's literally one thing that you could ask for help on. And maybe that's the only time you get to ask them, but they're open to help you out. I think people get caught up in too much of how much commitment it needs to be, and it varies. It's not always like okay, we're going to be full into this thing until you get to this level. It's just, I can mentor you one time, and that might help you level up, or it might help give you advice on where to go in your next step because you're not sure. So there's different flavors of mentorship, for sure. And I think that's what people get confused about, and they're scared about asking for help because they're scared or worried that they're going to ask for too much of a commitment.
Absolutely, I agree. And as someone who has mentored, when I have someone come up to me, right, and they ask for my help or just, if I can give them 5 minutes to answer a question, me personally, I enjoy that, right? But you would be surprised how many people would be open to helping you, right? I mean, everybody wants to help someone whenever possible. And if I have somebody coming to me and saying, hey, love what you're doing, respect what you're doing, I think you're awesome, you're a ninja, I would like to get to the point where you are, or hey, I have a question about cloud security, I know you have some expertise in it, would you mind just hearing me out? I take that as, I take pride in that, like, okay, wow, this person actually thinks I am good at what I do. They have either worked with me or seen me do something that they see me at a level where it's like, hey, I want to get guidance from them, right? Kind of humbles you a little bit. So for me, I'm always open. And I think, listeners would be surprised if you just take the time and go and ask someone. You would be surprised how many times people will say, yes, of course. What can I do for you? How can I help? And that right there will get a conversation started about, mentorship or whatever topic you approach that person with.
Absolutely. So next for us, we're going to talk about how mentorship has helped us. And we talked a little bit about this, and I'll start. I mean, like I mentioned before, it really was it's one of those milestone moments for me of when I had the opportunity to mentor Steve as my first intern, and then that continued on to being able to mentor a group of students and a SOC, a student-run SOC that we built. And I was really hesitant about doing that. It actually was my first real leadership role to do that. And we'll talk more about that at another time too, but dig into the details. But really just kind of taking that leap of faith of, okay, here we go. I'm not sure how to be a mentor, how to actually lead, and how to help give guidance. I just knew, for me, it was like, what are the things that I wish somebody told me? What are the things that I wish that I had somebody that said, hey, here's my experience. It doesn't have to be what you have to do, but here's my experience. But being able to do that and connect with folks that are wanting to learn and eager to learn, that it was definitely a game changer and changed my whole career and changed my life. So it's definitely been awesome experience to be able to take that step and to take mentorship seriously and be able to have that opportunity too. So how about you, Steve?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just to add on, so when I approached you after that presentation in that class, all I knew was that I was interested in security. I didn't even know if that's what I wanted to do for a living. I just knew that I had seen enough movies, seen enough shows, like things hacking things, like, oh my God, this is interesting to me. I want to learn more about it. But having the opportunity to be a mentee, right, and have you be my mentor, kind of bring me under your wing and kind of showed me your day to day, that opened my eyes. Because I think a lot of people who are interested in security who may not have a lot of knowledge just yet or may not have explored a lot think security is maybe what you see on TV or what you hear in the news about, hacking and breaching and stuff like that. But there's so much more to security. And I think having that experience of sitting next to someone, right? And this may not be everyone's experience, but my experience sitting next to someone and just like, hearing, listening, seeing what they do, helping kind of the day-to-day, operations for, higher education, organization of that size really opened my eyes. And then that allowed me to then keep evolving my idea and then ended up, making my decision that, yes, I've been able to dabble in so many different things within the umbrella of what is cybersecurity. And there is so much here that I want to know, that I want to learn, that I want to continue to grow in, that this was the step that, this was what allowed me to take that step to say, this is what I want to do for my career. And without having that internship, I feel like I probably would have gotten there, but it might have taken a little bit more time, kind of show me the ropes per se. It allowed me to kind of see security for what it really is and not just what they show you on, on TV.
Yeah. I remember that when we say that, I remember thinking or talking to you about, and I'm just this way. I'm like, you need to go in. This isn't me a thing to think about. You just need to do. This is what you need to be doing. You need to go in this side. I'm an evangelist for it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember it now that you say that. I just think you've been doing it so long, I've forgotten about it. But when you're like, I'm exploring this as a thing, and I'm like, no, man, just go. You got to get in. Just jump in.
Yeah.
And this is why. And that's kind of my. Probably a lot of why when I was showing things and talking about things, just that excitement about it. But yeah, definitely, I'm always telling people, yes, you need to go in. You need to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and for me, like I said, once I took that step and once I said, this is it, this is what I want to do, things got so much easier, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a young individual trying to figure your life out, and you are able to use this opportunity, this mentorship opportunity, to really like help you along the way. And just the stress and the what am I going to do with my life, right? Like that, all that, was a huge help to just have someone guide me along the way and kind of show me the ropes, like I said, that allowed me to make the decision to be like, yep, this is it. And once that decision was made, it was all downhill from there. I mean, it was just one thing after another, and it was great. It was great experience.
Yeah, help you get the focus. It makes
Yep.
a difference. Yeah.
Yep.
And we've talked around this a good bit. Obviously, we're believers in mentorship. Is there anything you can think of to discuss or describe why we believe in it so much?
Well, I'm a good example. I mean, what I was able to do in my career, right? Started as an intern, was able to, get a full-time job in cybersecurity right out of college, with just my mentorship experience. Was able to excel there, working for a healthcare system, then moving on to higher education, being able to build, student-run SOC, and being able to then mentor those students, being able to continue to advance my career, moving from SOC manager to senior security analyst to then director of security and infrastructure, and then now deputy CISO. I mean, it just, I would not be here now if I wouldn't have gone up to you during that class and asked you how, what can I do to grow a career, even get started in cybersecurity. And I probably would not be here at this moment in time if you hadn't taken the time to just talk to me about it. So, I mean, that I myself am a great example of what, finding mentorship can do for someone.
Absolutely. And mentorship, that's why we believe in it, because we are examples of it. And we know that mentorship works. And that's why we're doing this and talking about it and wanting to help others, is because we know it works. We have seen it over and over again. And there's a mystery around it that we want to help clarify and give some focus to folks that hear about this all the time and just aren't sure about it. We know that's out there. We see questions all the time about, well, how do I do this and how do I reach out? And so we're believers for sure, because we've lived it. We do live it. We still live it. We're doing it every day. And we feel like it's something that we can help others and communicate how to do it, and also how, if you want to be a mentor, not even just a mentee, but maybe you want a mentor, and should you be a mentor, that kind of advice too. So, that's the reason is that we're believers, is because we've seen how much it's changed our paths and our career and our life.
Yeah, not to mention the number of individuals that we've mentored along the way, and just to see them now, right? Just to get on LinkedIn and start looking at, reconnecting with some of these individuals and be like, oh, whoa, you were working here, now you're here. Oh, that's great, amazing, that's awesome. Congratulations. And just to see them grow and to see the paths that they're taking, and just to be able to say, I was able to help someone achieve their goal. That right there, I mean, to me, that's everything.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about what we are doing with mentorship and what this next, what we're trying to do here. What are we doing? What do you want to say about that, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, this podcast, again, welcome everybody to the first episode. We are planning to continue these, and it's going to be us continuing to talk about mentorship, right? From the mentee standpoint, but also from the mentor standpoint, meaning if you are looking for a mentor, we will have some information for you. If you are wanting to be a mentor or want to be a better mentor, we will also share some information for you. Things that have worked for us and things that have been proven. We have helped, right? That we have mentored or have worked with us on mentorship, and just share their stories and share how mentorship helped them, share how they started mentoring, and kind of hear it from them. What has mentorship done for them, and what does mentorship continue to do for them? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, so we've got lots to talk about. We've got lots of details, and we think that are going to help others that are interested in this, and so many things around mentorship and how to find a mentor, and just around in general how to advance your career, specifically in cybersecurity. That we've come from the beginning to CISO is a lot of steps, and it's an adventure, and just sharing those lessons learned. I think that's a big part of what we want to do with this, and we're excited about it. We're just so much stuff that I've been thinking about, we want to share, and now we're doing it. We're finally gonna get it out there to the masses.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm super excited as well. Eager to get these podcast episodes up and just hear the feedback from the community and answer questions. Right, if you guys have any questions on anything we've talked about, or even if we haven't even touched that subject yet, please send us your questions, and we'll be happy to answer anything.
Awesome. So just a quick fun thing before we wrap up. Anything fun you're doing right now that you'd like to talk about? Any cool shows that you're into?
Cool shows. Oh man. So we just finished Warriors. Was on HBO, but now it's on Netflix now. I think they might have canceled. HBO might have canceled on them, but I think Netflix is trying to pick it up. So hopefully. But yeah, that's probably the latest show that I've watched. Another thing that I consider fun, others may not. So my wife and we have a garden, and it was our last. We planted some winter crops or whatever, and I grew broccoli, or I'm growing broccoli. Like I did not know that, because I've seen it through different stages, what broccoli looks like when it's coming from the ground. Like, it's amazing. I don't know how this like flimsy plant is gonna hold when it's actually like a big head of broccoli. But yeah, that's exciting. I planted some potatoes. I watched a Instagram video on how to plant potatoes in like Amazon cardboard box. So I'm giving it a shot. I'll let y'all know how that goes. But yeah, that's probably some of the most interesting stuff that I did this weekend.
That's
some
cool.
Gardening stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know you were growing broccoli and potatoes now. That's good to know.
Yeah. If they're good, I'll share some with you.
Yeah. Thank you. For me, I'm big into the show Shogun right now. So Hulu. It's awesome. I'm a big Japan fan, so it's scratching that itch. It's got samurai. It's got old school Japanese stuff. It's got Japanese. It's really good. And I didn't realize it was a remake until somebody was like, "Oh yeah, this is a remake from a 1980s or maybe late 70s show." And it's a book. So I downloaded the book on Audible. I'm gonna try to listen to it. So yeah, no.
Very cool.
I'm all in. I'm all into Shogun.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I hate that it's delayed, so you don't have all the episodes. It's like every week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one episode at a time. I hate that. Netflix has ruined it for everybody.
I know.
But I've heard great things about that show. Like, I've heard some great reviews. So I haven't started it yet, but I plan to. But I am excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's wrap this up. I mean, the big things that we wanted to talk about today is just who we are, why we believe mentorship is so awesome, and a little bit about our stories, and we'll have more for sure, and why you should check us out, and why we have anything to say about mentorship that should be interesting, and wanted to just tell you guys, so many things about mentorship that we're going to expand on for sure, and just share our journey, share what we're learning and how we got into this and what we're doing to help in the community, because there is a big need, and people aren't sure how to get into cybersecurity. This is such a big question that you hear all the time, and we're here to help. Steve, any final thoughts on wrapping things up?
Yeah. Thank you all for listening to our very first episode. More to come. You guys are going to be just overflowing with information. Just excited to be here and share my story, share our story, and stay tuned for what's coming next.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll put this in the notes, but you can check out. We just started our Discord channel, and you'll have a link in the show notes so you can check it out. But yeah, thanks for listening to us. We really appreciate it, and connect with us, and we'll keep this going. Thank you.
All right, signing off.
See ya.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Cybersecurity Mentors podcast.
Remember to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you get all the episodes. Join us next time as we continue to unlock the secrets of cybersecurity mentorship.
Do you have questions or topics you'd like us to cover? Or do you want to share your journey? Join us on Discord at Cybersecurity Mentors Podcast and follow us on LinkedIn. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, I'm John Hoyt.
And I'm Steve Higuereta.
Thank you for listening.